When a marriage dies, it rarely ends quietly. What we see here is not just the breaking of vows, it is the breaking of a family. A woman, once a wife and a mother, now stands with a knife in her hand. Not to cook, not to protect, but to threaten her own life in order to escape a love that no longer exists. Imagine the desperation it takes for someone to press cold steel against their own flesh, just to make sure the person they once loved never steps closer again. And yet, in this storm, the ones who suffer the most are the children. The son, his eyes wide, watching his mother argue with a knife in her hand, fear now stitched forever into his childhood memories. The daughter, numb, detached, perhaps too used to chaos to even react. Two innocent lives, witnessing the collapse of the world they thought was home. The husband, powerless, left with no choice but to call the police. Love had already died. Now, only the paperwork remained. The divorce was signed, witnessed by strangers, and with it, years of marriage ended in silence. But what cuts the deepest is not the knife in her hand, it is the coldness in her eyes. She picked up her suitcase, walked past her children without a single glance, without a hug, without a tear. In that moment, her children lost not just a mother in their home, they lost a piece of their childhood forever. Some call this the calmest divorce ever seen. But calm is only on the surface. Inside, this is devastation. A mother without attachment, children without closure, a family shattered in one afternoon. Every family hides a story the world will never fully understand. Was she fleeing from years of pain and misery? Or was there a darker truth that made her run without looking back? We may never know. But one thing is certain. When a mother turns away from her own children without hesitation, the wounds left behind will never truly heal.
Betrayal rarely begins with an affair. It begins with a message. A notification. A little laugh on a screen. What feels like just chatting is never just chatting. It is the slow cracking of a marriage. The search for resonance outside the home. The dangerous illusion that someone else understands you more deeply than the partner who vowed to stand by your side. At first, it feels harmless. Just a few words about the day. Just sharing a smile. But soon, it becomes a rhythm. A habit. A comfort you can't let go of. And when that happens, the heart shifts. Suddenly your husband feels colder, duller, less than. Suddenly this stranger feels like the one who gets you. That is the seed of betrayal. And what happens when that stranger stops replying? When the excitement fades. You are left hollow. Empty. Wounded by your own choices. Because he could walk away at any time. But you have thrown yourself into a pit, dragging your marriage with you. A wife's greatest tragedy is not that her husband betrayed her. It is when she betrays her marriage herself, slowly, silently, message by message, until there is nothing left to hold on to. So take this as a warning. Respect your vows. Respect your partner. Respect yourself. Don't let loneliness, boredom, or the thrill of attention make you destroy the very home you promised to protect. Marriage doesn't break in an instant. It breaks in whispers, in secrets, in late-night conversations. And it can all begin with a single hello.
There are hurts that never leave, not because they are loud, but because they are quiet and relentless. She says she is tired. Not the kind of tired a night's sleep fixes, but a bone-deep exhaustion from waiting, from loving in the margins while the world goes on. She learned to keep company with loneliness. Her tears became a secret tide that comes in under cover of night. Don't pretend for her. Don't ask for the smiles that cost nothing. To truly love someone is to want them brighter and safer, even if that love asks nothing in return. That warm place in the chest, when it's real, the beloved becomes more important than self. And when that warmth turns into silence, the ache is profound. He walked alone through years of storms, seeing the shimmer of blades in the dark, learning how to fight and how to hide his wounds. Dreams pass in a blink, the sunset spills like blood across the sand, and souls fall away where no one looks. Who can read the ledger of wins and losses written on such barren ground? She remembers the promises, 10,000 rivers and mountains, a love that flows steady and slow. She believed. She waited. And now, even if she cannot love him again, she still prays for his safety. If fate conspires to bring them face to face in a sea of strangers, her heart will whisper the same old truth, she still loves him. This is not a story of bitterness. It is the quiet dignity of someone who loved fully, waited faithfully, and learned to wish well even when letting go. That is the cruel grace of love. It makes you tender to another's light even when it hurts to stand in its shadow.